Hello again, YouTube. How you guys doing? Um, we actually just woke up, it was a long day today, took a nap, woke up to finish these videos. But before I get into this video, continuation from the last video that I made, not the one about the public apology, but the 2-hour long one, I want to mention this because I know a lot of people are watching these videos, including family and friends. Now, a lot of my friends and family been trying to reach out to me, been trying to call me, okay? I want to let you guys know that I'm not talking to anyone. I'm not talking to friends. I'm not talking to family because me being a non-confrontational person, I'm not going to go back and forth on the phone with somebody when they don't understand both sides of the story. I just don't do that. It's a waste of energy. So if you're wondering, like, oh, Moses is not answering his phone, he's not talking to anyone, I'm doing that intentionally because you guys need to watch these videos. Go watch Mark's video, which he made publicly first. Okay, watch his video and then watch mine, and then let me know, oh, I watched the videos, I understand, or whatever. But I'm not going to be talking to anyone because that's not going to be a back and forth thing. Well, he's your brother and all that. So that's important for you guys to know. Now, about making the videos publicly. Now, yesterday, I believe it was this morning. Woke up this morning. Okay, I didn't post anything. Nobody knew about anything that was going on. You can go to my Facebook. I didn't post anything. Instagram. I didn't post anything. This morning when I woke up, people were. I had some DMs and people were saying, "Oh, you know, you something like I shut Mark out. You know, I kicked him to the curb and I did some bad things to him." And I'm like, where's this coming from? So it was evident that he made a video. So he uploaded a video on Deception Stoppers. Okay, and me being a public figure, I'm not going to have someone like my brother. I'm not going to have him upload a video saying certain things about me on like one-sided. Right. Okay, it's just not. It's not fair. It's not right. Okay, and this is why I decided to make a video of my own on my channel. Yeah, I have a large following. I know that, and you know, it's, if you don't understand that, if you don't know that he made a video trying to publicly trash me, then you think I'm trying to publicly trash him. He made his video first. Okay, he put a video first. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. One-sided. I'm gonna put mines up so things can be clear, so people can understand the situation. So this isn't about trashing Mark. This is about laying out the facts, the truth of what the matter is. Okay, so that's all I wanted to state there for that. Now, I want to make a little summary here about how this thing really escalated. Okay, now if you watch that 2-hour long video, that was a talk me, Language Bay, and Mark had the day before he snapped. He's telling us, oh, you know, I feel like I'm a third wheel. I think I'm going to leave. I've come to, we hit the nail on the head, and we're just growing, and I need to move, and you know, the dynamic has to change. This is what he was saying. Oh, I'm going to be leaving, moving out, and I should be leaving by the time you guys leave to go get the girls. Okay, this isn't a he said, she said. It's on the video. You have to watch the video to see.
Which is in a couple of days. We're gonna go.
So yeah, he was saying that, and then that night, because we only got a few days before we go, that night we looked for a place for him. Our Airbnb, gated, nice place. I think it was $1,500 a month, in all utilities included. Okay, all utilities included. Had a swimming pool. I think it was down the street from the casino where he likes to go. On top of that, I offered like to put $200, okay, on a debit card for him for the 3 months. Now, the 3 months, that's how much time we have left on our lease. will we stay at? 3 months. So I told him for those 3 months, I'm going to do that. I'll continue to pay our phone bills, our cell phone bill. I'll continue to do that. And just, I was just trying to make sure that he had some place to go. Now, in his mind, he's thinking, you're going to hear this. I don't know if he mentioned this in the audio, but I guess he figured that I was going to co-sign for him a place to live, after 3 months. And that's not real, because I plan on getting a house, okay, together with my now fiance. All right. He thought I was going to buy him a car and do all this stuff, and it's like, and lie, and said that he's going to take me up on an offer about getting a car, which I never even offered to buy a car. All right. So we're basically trying to look out for him, make sure he has some place to go. He's telling us that he's leaving and he's going to be gone by the time we leave. So it's like, okay, if you're saying that, then we're going to look for a place and make sure we find something for you before we leave. Okay, and that's what we did. Sent him the text message about that stuff. Next day he sends me a message. He said, "Oh, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But your keys are downstairs on the counter." Okay, I'm like, okay. And then he goes to get my aunt. He had my friend. He had Marcel on the phone, and he was just acting belligerent, like just yelling and just going crazy. Like, I've never seen him like that before. I was actually scared to go downstairs. I locked my door upstairs. I said, "Look," and he was sending me text messages, "I'm going to do this," like threatening me and stuff. And I told him, I said, "Look, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm going to get the police over here, and we'll just get our stuff and leave, okay? We'll get our stuff and leave and go to a hotel somewhere or wherever, because I ain't got time going back and forth with you." We goes to court, okay? I have a court order here. I'm not going to show you guys the front because it has too much information on it. I have a court order here as a restraining court order, okay? We went to this court, and we had to sit in front of a judge, play. The judge asked us also what a lot of questions. Played the audio that we had, and she looked shocked, like, what the heck is going on? And she said it was disorderly conduct. So because of that, she said, "I'm going to go ahead and issue this restraining order, okay? Court order." And they served him, and he had to get out because that's how he was acting. And then it's just, yeah. So that's the story of that. And it's pretty much a breakdown, because I know these videos are long, and I feel that people who are watching, they need to understand a breakdown of like how this stuff happened. Okay. So again, you really need to make sure you watch Mark's video. Okay, his video, Deception Stoppers. I'm pretty sure you can find it. Go watch his video, because he started posting publicly first, trying to trash me and say stuff about me, about her. Okay, like speculative stuff, like this crazy stuff. All right, watch his video. Because everyone deserves to. They have a voice. You have to hear both sides. Go watch his video, and then come back and watch my video, and then you can come with a better understanding, rather than seeing the one-sided story and thinking that I'm trashing him, because I mean that's my blood brother. I love him. I don't hate him, but I'm highly disappointed of this whole thing of what he did. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and yeah, so I'm going to get right into the new video, continue from the last one we made. Hello guys, welcome back. Now, this is the continuation of the 2-hour video that I originally posted. So we have more audio files of Mark talking, okay, and we're going to pretty much do what we did in the last video. There's going to be commentary. So I'm going to play the audio, and then there's going to be commentary. So let's get started.
So, we have to think about all that. We don't want to be fighting. We don't want to be battling. And people seeing that. And then we be in the laughing stock of everybody who said, "Oh, I do remember you thought they stuck together so well. Look at them now." Not going on my legacy. Not going on my name. It won't. So that's why this decision is easy and these people is so beautiful. Because stuff been getting paid on time through this COVID-19, because of everything that's been good thus far, they have welcomed me with open arms to be able to make this easy. And you know I'ma always be there for you. If you call me up, I wouldn't give a damn what it was. I'ma be there to handle it. And I need you to know that. I need you to know I'm not walking away from here salty. Because I need to protect what me and you build. And if I walk away from here salty or pissed, then it's ugly. Everything gonna be ugly. And we not going down that road. We not about to do that. We not doing that. We're not doing that. Because that's doing with Dad and Uncle Daryl all over again. Not me. Not me. That won't go on my name. So Elizabeth is going to be getting back to me today. You know, I gave her my Credit Karma stuff and, you know, and everything that she required. And we'll talk about that business stuff after this, but I want to just keep the focus on the house stuff right now while us all three talking, because I'm about to hand the mic over to y'all in a minute. But that's primarily, you know, what I feel like that's important that needed to be said. And I feel like everything else is just going to make it. If we start talking about this, or this, and this day you did this, and this day, what's that going to do? Answer me. What is that going to do? Besides bring up them, besides piss me off, and besides piss you off, because I'm gonna say, well, that's not what I was doing, and you're gonna feel like, oh well, yes it was. So I'm getting down to the real problem. The real problem has been addressed. So it ain't no need to be talking about, well, this song got played and I felt like that is just so, and that's what can happen. That's what can happen in an environment where the energy is like that. Every little thing can be perceived like it's for you. That's how it go. Every little thing, it don't matter what it is. I could come down here and unload the dishwasher, and you could tell he down there slamming planks around. It could be anything because of because of that energy. Every little thing, it wouldn't matter what it was. And a person can't be careful enough. Because when you feel like that, it doesn't matter what they do. It's going to be perceived as they doing it to you. And that's not how it goes. That's not what it is. What it is, it's a build-up. It's a build-up. It's like having a female dog in the house and she's in heat. And as soon as you leave that door open, pew, she's gone. Soon as she get a chance to get out that door, boom, she's gone. And that's what it is. And that's why I asked you the other day, how much more lighter on your feet do you feel? Because that's the real issue. That's what it is. It is. That's what it is. But I think that would make you feel better to know that I'm a phone call away and a drive away. And also, yeah, I want to say this too. And also, I feel like it's important to not give you half of your, like halfway liberty. I feel like we need to do it all the way. Like, you need to be like all the way. And I need to be all the way. So you need to wonder what I'm doing sometimes. And I need to wonder what you're doing sometimes. Oh, bro, maybe let's go fishing today, or let's go do this, because, you know, I ain't talked to you in 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to have time to miss people. That's important. If you seeing certain people every day,
Okay, so that was another part of the audio, leaving off of what we played last time. So Yeah, you know, a lot of stuff he's saying is true. You know, a lot of stuff that Mark's saying is true. But it's what I have a problem with is when you're not following what you're saying. You're saying certain things to make it sound good, but you're not following it. Okay. So, you know, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, that little trailer thing that you saw when I broke it down, this conversation that you just heard, this was the day before that, when he started acting crazy and, you know, saying all that stuff. This was a day before. Okay, so you can see how he has a different persona here. He's talking light and saying, oh, you know, I just gotta go and I gotta move and blah 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 blah. Okay, and then the next day it's like, you want to put me on, you want to do this, do that, do that. I mean, it goes to show you that I'm thinking, like, what was your intentions? You must have had alternative motives, because I sat up here and searched for a place for you, told you for the next 3 months, because I mean, if you're gonna leave by the time we leave out of state, I mean, if you plan to be gone, we got to get you a place. You're not gonna be staying there. So he was mentioning something like, he was mentioning Elizabeth, or this is lady, she's like a landlord, okay, and saying stuff like, she's going to get back to me, I gave her my credit card and stuff. So I thought he mentioned it in there, but he pretty much figured that I was going to co-sign for him for a new place, okay, and that is something that I'm not going to do, because I plan on getting a house, you know, getting a mortgage on a house. So that's not real to me, okay? And I guess when he got this text message about this Airbnb and the fact that it's for 3 months, it's like he didn't like that. He didn't appreciate that. So he's the way he's talking is like, he's making it seem like, okay, I'm going to move on with my life. I'm gonna leave you with your girl and your kids and blah blah blah. But now the next day you're sounding like you want me to continue to take care of you, because I've been taking care of him. I've been taking care of Mark, okay? And yeah, he did a lot of work, a lot of legal work. You know, it's give and take. It's a give and take. We took care of each other when it was needed. But people move on with their lives. And it's not going to be just me, him, and the girls like he imagined it to be. It's not real to me, you know. So that was that. Do we have any other audio files?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to continue to play the audio files. I don't think this video is going to be as long as that first one. Do you think so?
It might be.
It might be.
Because he said a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna continue to play. So 2 hours, max 2 hours. I'm not gonna go over 2 hours. This video gonna be at least 2 hours. So I'm gonna continue to play the audio. How long is the next clip?
The next one is 28 minutes. Then afterwards, he spoke for another 50 minutes, and then afterwards we I started asking questions and stuff like that, and that was 40 minutes.
Okay, so I know I pretty much let that audio clip play. But from here on out, I might stop it. I might give commentary on some things, so I won't forget what I want to say, because there may be some things. Yeah, it's a lot. So go ahead and play the next one.
Okay.
It's the same thing. So, you know, I feel like that's the cure-all. I feel like that is the gossip extinguisher, you know, because in our family, this will turn into a big gossiping session and a big I told you so. You see, and we not going down that road, because what that's doing is that's creating resentment all over again, and that's going right back to where we started. That's going right back to where we started. So I feel like from this day forward, everything is going to be a lot more easier and comfortable, because both of y'all know what's being put into place right now. And that's going to be important when I say, okay, boom, 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 we get the house and everything squared off, get everything, my living situation squared off. I feel like that's going to be, and it's going to be a sense of freedom for you to be able to have your gown on and come down here and cook in your gown. And you need to be able to do that. That's important. That's important. It's not fair for you to have to, well, let me go cover up in this and this and that, because you're not at your full liberty as being his woman. That, and it might seem petty, but that little shit, those effects can build up. I'm experienced enough to know. I've had a big house where I've had 7 females living in my house, including my mother, my sister, her friend, her friend's friend, her boyfriend, just living there, just because that's how I am. And I was able to see certain things, certain people I have to break up, because that energy, it get like that. And it's not always somebody doing something to somebody. It's a perception, because it's so many people going, it's so many people there. It's so many people, it's so much energy, you know? And that's how it is. This is life. And like I told him, if I was his son and I was 24, 25, it was the same thing would apply to the son. It would be the same thing. It's not personal. It would be the same thing, because when 2 people are made.
So, I'm gonna kind of comment on some of the things he just said. So, he says that he had females with another guy, I guess. He's basically experienced with this type of stuff. Okay, so he knows the dynamics. He knows that when you have a situation where you're living in the same household with a man and his girlfriend or his wife, there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some tension. Okay, he made this clear. He made this clear several times in a lot of the audio files. So it's like, it's interesting to me, because it's like you knew this already. So why didn't you say that when we went on rides, went to talks? You know, because me and Mark, we talked a lot. We rode, we talked, and we tried to get to the bottom of what the issue is. You know, that's what you need to do. You don't just, when you have a problem, you need to talk about it, and you need to come to trying to find what the issue is. And this is what we did on several different occasions. But, you know, it seems that he was sweeping whatever feelings he had under the rug and kept, you know, going and saying, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And that's why we have gotten to this point, because although we sat down for like 3 hours and we talked that whole time. This is from this audio here. That was like a 3-hour session, but didn't get to we didn't hit the nail on the head like he said he did. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's gotten bad because of that. And you know, he says he's a real one, and that he's outspoken, which he is. He's very outspoken. He didn't tell me exactly what the issue is. He didn't tell me. He just let it build up. The emotions build up, and he just lost it. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and continue to play the audio.
Because I used to be a dog breeder for 12 years. Great Dane. And it's the same thing with people. When 2 people are mating, the energy becomes territorial. In the atmosphere, in the environment, it becomes territorial. So, like I was explaining to my brother, when I've had Great Danes, and when one of the female come in heat, the male has to be on a whole nother floor, or outside, or locked in a basement. And the females, they have to be separated. Everybody got to be separated, isolated, because they'll kill each other. The females will kill each other for that male, for that competition. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's what it is. This is real shit. This is real. This ain't no fake, this was the music, or this comment was left on the end. No. Absolutely not. That is not what this is. So, you know, my brother, he know. You know, he knows. He knows what I'm saying right now is the real. But I feel like it's going to make him feel better that when I'm out of the environment, and then when I can say, bro, I'm about to come over and whatever, it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. because he's going to know his brother ain't over here having a gossiping session. I'm not over here having an attitude. I don't feel betrayed. I don't feel replaced or none of that. This is life we talking about. And that's why when mom said, oh, is your feelings hurt? No, my feelings is not hurt.
So this is life, okay? You're not going to be gossiping. And this is, see, he's saying, like I said before, he's saying stuff that he's not following, okay? Next day, you're saying all this stuff, you know, just a totally different person. Totally different person, okay? This stuff, the way he's saying in this video, I'm not, you know, I'm just calling him out on it. I'm calling him out on stuff he's saying, and it sounds good. It sounds really good, and I agree with a lot of stuff he's saying.
Right.
You know, I can agree. I'm not disagreeing with anything he's saying, except for some lies. He throws some lies in there, but for the most part, what he's saying in this audio clip, truth. Mm-hmm. Truth. But you know this truth. You talk this truth, but you're not following this truth. You're not following it. That's when I have an issue, you know.
But was I a little sad that I know that we have to do this. We have to. We can't play with this thing, because if we don't do it, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, because this is not nothing that words and apologies and hugs can fix. Money can't fix it. It can't. A move has to be made to allow the energy to flow like it needs to flow. You see what I mean? You deserve it, he deserves it, and I deserve it. All three of us do. It's not about me, just me. It's not about just him. And like I told him, I have nothing personal against you. You have done nothing but respect me. He ain't never told you that I said anything bad. Now, what I was saying about food and stuff like that, now let me clear that up. Because
Okay, so you guys heard it. This is Mark. This is not fake. Okay, this is not put together. This is not. This is real. This is Mark's voice. You guys hear what he's saying. He's saying that she was respectful towards him. He had nothing against her. There's nothing with me. But you calling my friends, getting my auntie involved, or getting my friend involved, have my auntie over there, and you talking belligerently over the phone, calling her ugly bitches and shit. This ugly bitch ain't coming in here. Like, where is that coming from? Like, this is Mark. You heard what he said. It's not he said, she said. He sat up there and said that he didn't have anything against her. So I'm confused. Like, I don't understand, like, what the problem is. He's saying what is it? What's the problem? If it's not her, if it's not me, what is it? It's the energy. It's the chess piece has to be moved on the chessboard. Somebody has to go. Is that what it is? I don't think so. I don't think that's what it is. It's something else, and he's not really saying it. He's not really saying it, and that's the problem. That's why we have gotten to this point, because we can't figure out what the issue is. We can't figure it out. And he said hugs can't solve this, and because when we talk, we always hug. After we talk, we give each other a hug. And then we end back up in the same situation because somebody is not saying something. We don't know what the real issue is. All right, let's continue.
To make sure everything is understood, that ain't stuff is just thrown around. It's coming straight out from the horse's mouth, just so you can hear, and you know it's coming straight from me. When he came to me, and he said I almost fell over in the store, I had to stop, and I was holding a counter. I got scared. My stronghold was really like this. What's that? Because we've been together for 3.5 years, and never, not once, has he had that. Or never, not once, has he ever. And if he did, he sure didn't tell me. So when you put yourself in my shoes, how am I supposed to react when he come to me and say, oh, I felt fucked up. I was fucked up. And I had to stop. I was in the store. That right there.
So what he's talking about, he's kind of over exaggerating. When I told him, I didn't tell him I almost fell over. I told him I like, okay, first of all, what he's talking about is like I had a gas, like it's a gastro acidic thing. This is something that runs through our family actually, and he had a similar issue that he told me about. It's something I don't even know what you call it, but it's something with it's an acid reflux. I think that's what it is, and I had to take. I didn't know what it was. It was an acid reflux. So I never, like he said, this has never happened, and it never happened. It was new. And then when I explained to him, I said, "Yeah, I had this this acid feeling, this acidic feeling in my chest." And I told him when he was saying that I was in store, almost fell over. I told him when I was in like Walmart, like I had to, it was like bad. I was leaning on something, you know. But it was an acid reflux. I think that's what it is. And then we talked about it. And he explained to me. He said, "Oh, that's the same thing I had." He said, "I had that in my stomach and my arms. I was even in the hospital. I went to see a doctor. They told me they told me that they couldn't figure out what the problem was." And I mean, we talked about it, you know. But that's what he's talking about. Just to let you guys know.
But he was trying to say that it was something.
Oh yeah. So okay, yeah. So he what he's saying, like he's saying that he was getting into it more like, what is this? That's when, and I mentioned this before, he was insinuating that I was poisoned, or he was insinuating that Language Babe was poisoning me. That's what he was insinuating. So let's see what he says more.
Alarmed me. That right there made me like, what you been eating? What you been eating? That's the first thing I went to. What you been eating? Because he wasn't eating what I was cooking. So I'm like, what you been eating? What you been eating? That's the first thing I'm going to ask. Anybody is going to ask that. What you been eating? Well, we went here, and we went to this Chinese place, and I think it was something from the Chinese place that I ate. Yeah. And so right away, I'm like, you need to start eating at home. You got to start eating at home. You got to start eating at home. And I had a lot of thoughts that was running through my mind. Because, you know, he texts and orders stuff through the phones and stuff, and we are being heavily watched. It's not a game. It's not a game. It's not speculation. We are being heavily watched. We are. We are. So with those facts laid out there, that alarmed me. And I didn't say, she did this. I said, you have to start eating at home. And then I start asking a lot of questions. And those questions could have been subjective, like, well, what is you trying to say? What is you trying to say? But you have to put yourself in my shoes. That's been there protecting him. Been there protecting him for 3.5 years. And I never said that you. I never said, well, she did it. I never beat you up. And like I told him, if I was on some asshole shit, or if I was on some funny shit or some jealous shit, a jealous person would be attacking you. A jealous person would be saying bad things about you. I told my brother, I said, it's not her, it's you.
Okay, so where can I start? So he says that he wasn't saying that, I mean, of course, directly, he wasn't saying that she was poisoning me. But he was insinuating. He was it was a lot of stuff. He insinuating that the poisoning thing. He was insinuating that talking about sacrificing. Like we had a conversation. You talking about like people sacrificing each other. He was talking about that. He made it uncomfortable. That the eating part when he was talking about the eating part about me not eating at home. We had conversations before that, because we both were eating his food with no issues. Okay, we were eating his food with no issues, but he started making the environment uncomfortable, talking about sacrificing people, and insinuating and saying stuff like, if you got a price, I don't want you in my life. If you got a price, I don't want you in my life. And I'm sitting there like, do you honestly believe that I'm on some sacrifice? Like, where are you getting this stuff from? Talking about a cousin, I mentioned Queen before, like her boyfriend. He said something about her boyfriend's mom was poisoning his dad. Like, why are you telling me that stuff? Like, I don't care. I don't even know those people. Why are you telling me this stuff? and yeah, bro, and you know his mom poisoned his dad, basically killed his dad. Like, why are you telling me this? And see, what I got from that is that, okay, you telling me this I guess you're trying to scare me and trying to make me think about language bay as a possibility that she's going to poison me and kill me. That, and that I'm going to be doing some kind of a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice against you. And after that, that's why the eating, it has slowed down, because it's like, okay, if somebody's talking like that and they're expecting you, this is I think I mentioned this before. I don't do anything to anyone. So because I don't do anything to anyone, naturally I don't suspect anything. I don't suspect that you're going to poison me. I don't suspect that, because I'm not thinking like that. Right. So if you're thinking like that, if you're thinking about a blood sacrifice or thinking about some poison and stuff going on, I'm thinking like, damn, like how, like if you think that I'm going to be capable of doing that to you, you're going to get me in some way first. Right. So it made it uncomfortable eating his food. So we gradually stopped eating and started eating out more. Language Bay knows how to cook, but again, we mentioned it before. That's his territory, and she even mentioned that she didn't want to intrude, trying to cook and make it uncomfortable, because she knows that's his territory. So that's why we decided to eat the food that he was cooking. But when he started talking about sacrifices, blood sacrifices, and poison and stuff, that made it really uncomfortable. Okay, before that, we ate out, but it was like when we leveling up, we would eat out. But we ate a lot of the food that he cooked. He barbecued a lot. We ate a lot of his food. Right. But it just stopped. It slowed down because he started talking crazy. And I'm not going to be eating nobody. I mean, that's my brother, but I'm not. If you're talking like that, I don't want you thinking that I'm gonna do something to you. Yeah,
he sent you the video too.
Which video?
Of the girl who was going to be sacrificed.
Oh yeah. He was around that time.
His opinion.
Yeah, it was the girl named Brittany Bade, and I guess she.
And Dana Chanel.
It's something about blood sacrificing. And then he would just, maybe he was watching too much of that stuff. But when we had this conversation, he was looking at me passionately in my face, saying, "Well, if you got a number, I don't need you in my life." Like, I'm like, dude, are you talking to me indirectly? Right. Like, what? But let's continue to play the audio.
I told him, it ain't her, it's you. It's you, because it goes back to that stronghold. You want the support. You don't want your little brother to be upset at that decision. And even though you might be right, little brother, about a lot of stuff, let me do this for once. Let me do this like I do it. And so that's what needed to be done. That's the big thing. It wasn't nothing personal about you, and because we.
So this is what he said. He just said that it's you, and I think I mentioned this. He said that same thing in the car when he was saying that you fell off and you losing focus. And he's saying it's not. He said it's you, bro. You're not doing it intentionally, but it's you. This is what he was saying to me in the car, and then he just said that in the audio. Like, it's me. How is it me? Like, what am I doing? I'm doing loud shoe. I'm doing the same thing I've been doing. The only dynamic that changes is the fact that I got a girlfriend. That's the only thing that's different. I'm still grinding, doing language stuff. I'm still doing my thing. We in quarantine, so we can't go to the gym. Right. If there were no quarantine, I would still be going to the gym, but we can't go to the gym because of quarantine. So, yeah, I'm confused. Like, you're saying this over here, you saying this over here, you saying this over here, you saying it's not hers, you saying here, you saying it's me, then you saying, well, I don't have. I mean, it's just like, what is it? I don't know what it is.
Then in the car saying he's uncomfortable with me. The story keeps changing.
Yeah, you uncomfortable with her. You saying that. I mean, it's too much. It's mind-boggling, and I really do hate to, you know, before I play the audio, I'm going to say this again. I really do hate to make these videos. Stop my language stuff and make these videos. But you can't have a one-sided story. It's just not fair. You can't go to court and you have the plaintiff saying all this stuff and you can't hear from the defendant. You can't, that's not real. The perception, he's talking about perception all the time. The perception is going to be messed up. You're going to think I'm over here doing something bad to this dude.
Right.
You got to hear the whole story. Yeah, my video is a lot longer than his video, but it's a lot.
Yeah, we have evidence. That's why
we have evidence. It's a lot of stuff, and he's saying stuff, and he's not giving reasons to it. He's not giving reasons, and you know, I don't want to be talking to people calling my phone, sending me messages like, "Wait, hey, bro, that's your brother," and stuff. Dude, I don't want to hear that stuff, because you don't know the whole story. I didn't start making public videos, trying to publicly humiliate someone. He made videos. He made a video over on Deception Stopper saying stuff about me and about Language Bay, and it's disrespectful. So this is my version.
Yeah. Okay. We've been in the hotel quietly. Nobody even knew for 3 days.
Didn't know.
We left the house. You were paying. You pay the lease completely 100% for us to be in the hotel. And then we wake up this morning. We haven't even, we woke up this morning to seeing people commenting on our posts and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's insulting. Like, yeah, and I didn't know. I wasn't gonna post anything publicly like that. I wasn't gonna do that because I have a large following, I got a lot of people. I ain't got time for this. Okay? And Mark, the way he was acting, as far as I'm concerned, it was impossible to talk to him, especially after getting this court order restraining order. I can't even talk to this dude. So, and I'm tired of talking because we talked enough. This is a 3-hour conversation that we had, and the next day he's acting like that. Like it keeps, because he's not telling me he's not telling me what the real problem is. So it keeps going in circles. In circles, and thank God my kids aren't here. My kids will be here soon. I'm glad this didn't happen when my kids are here. Right. You know. So let me continue to play the audio.
Have never talked with all three of us. It was keeping you in an uneasy light, probably with me, because you probably was thinking, well, what that motherfucker trying to say about me? But it was not like that. You needed to know the full totality and all the pieces and how it came to me to understand why I felt the way that I felt and why I was asking a lot of questions because I wanted to get down to what's this? What's this? This man had a stroke when I wasn't around in North Carolina. When he got on the plane and got to his destination, he had a stroke in McDonald's. We could have lost.
Actually, I had a stroke at Popeye's Chicken, not McDonald's. But I'm not. Maybe he probably just forgot. But I'm not calling him out now. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying.
So silly.
Yeah.
And when I got to him, I told him it's your nutrition. He'll tell you how much he weighed when I got to his house. He'll show you the pictures of how little his frame and stuff was up here and stuff. We built that frame together. That frame he got right there, we built that.
Wait, let him.
We did it. So, of course, I'm extra protective when I say you ain't eating.
So, he was doing, you heard it, he was doing this, and he said we built that. Basically, that's not we, that's I built that. I mean, am I wrong? If you're saying that we did something, are you, when you say we did it, do you do this? We. No, I did that. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, he did. He got, we in the gym. I didn't know nothing about no gym. You know, he helped me out gym, and I got some gains. And, you know, it's because of him. I can't take that away from him. Right. You know, I can't take that away from him. He did. But it's like, okay, well.
He's going to say what he really means in a second, in about 2 minutes.
You ain't eating? Because I know when I cook, I know what he's getting. I know he's getting those certain nutrients that's going to keep him looking full and keep his weight on. If he's not eating at home, and he's not eating that, and if he's eating out and he's not eating the things that he know he needs to be eating, he's going to lose his weight. And that's losing what we built. And that hurts me because I want the best for him. That's why I was on his ass and saying, bro, did you do your shit today? Or bro, did you do this today? Bro, did you do that? And that can become so overbearing to a person that they can feel like, oh, you trying to control me? Don't quit asking me quit that. Quit. Don't ask me about that. You know, but I didn't want it to be like I'm trying to be selfish and just do my thing and just get big and all this and all that on my own. You see what I mean? So, you know, I wanted to protect what we built. We built this. You know, a part of his body is mine. We built that together. Those muscles you lay on, I built that with him.
So what is it?
I don't know.
So is it we built it or I built that? So he just said it's part of mine, like, and
Part of you.
Part of you.
Belongs to him.
Yeah, part of me belongs to him.
Right.
So when you think about that, it's almost like I own you, like pretty much. And that's how I'm glad that we were recording, because his behavior, how his behavior has been, it's like he has some kind of ownership over me, like he's my father or you know, or guardian or something, like, you know, that's the feeling that I get. And he just told you, you're part of you, that's what he just said. He just said that.
Those muscles you lay on.
Those muscles you lay on is part of me. It's mine.
I built that. He said, I built that with him.
So, hell yeah, I'm going to be protective. Hell yeah, I'm going to be like, what you eat. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be like, especially if I see his clothes starting to fit on him different. Hell yeah, I'm gonna say something. Yes, I better, and I better be able to, because that's disregarding the fact, and you don't do that to people you love and care about. If I didn't love him and care about him, I'd be like, on some smart ass shit. But it's hard. I can't walk away from him and just let him lose everything that we done built. It's okay to have having a girlfriend is normal. That's normal. That's man shit. You know what I mean? I don't expect for him to, you know, do without not have no sexual interaction and none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect that. Just because I can do it and just because I do it, I don't expect for him to do it. I haven't had sex in 5 years. 5. Actually, November 2015 with my ex-girlfriend that was black, Jasmine. So, with that being said, I feel like all the facts are out, and you maybe through some of this stuff I said, maybe you have a better understanding. But, you know, you gotta understand, somebody that's been there, I fought the fucking devil for this man. And we'll still fight. You know what I mean? We'll still fight. And like I told him, yeah, you offered to get me a car, yeah, you offer me money and stuff, and I say, no. You wanna know why? Like I told him, that's not me having an attitude. That's me being careful. That's that stronghold again.
So he mentions about me offering him a car. Now, as far as the money, yeah, I give him money. Like, I always check on him, make sure he has money, you know, that he can, you know, whatever he needs to do, he has money. I always did that. But this car thing is what really upsets me, because I've never told him, I never offered him a car. I mean, obviously, if someone, my brother, offered me a car, I'm like, shit, hell yeah, I want the car. Because I don't have to ask to drive your car. I'm going to naturally accept it. There's no reason not to, especially if the money is there.
Right.
So it's like, why would you make up a lie like that? It's really, that's what, a lot of this stuff really makes me disappointed. To lie, to lie like that. Like, you actually made up a lie in my face. You made this lie up, and this lie. I'm looking at. I didn't say anything to him.
Right.
I didn't.
I think part of it's because he's been blowing smoke the whole time about what he said about me, how he feels about himself, and the whole situation. So it's like, at this point, we've already let him speak for 40 minutes. Just let him continue to throw himself down the hill. Why argue? Because you know what happened.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I could have, interject and say, well, I didn't say anything about it, but I didn't want to, because if you're lying, it's weird. If I'm lying, if I make up a lie, and he knows my personality, he knows I'm non-confrontational, I'm not going to say anything, so he, in his mind, perhaps that he feels that he can get away with the lie, because I'm not going to call him out on it. So,
just like my brother wanted to get an Audi that was $90,000. I said no. Just like we were going to move out in this house, this big.
Okay, so many of you guys already know I have an Audi, a 2019 Audi A4. Okay, I think that car is like, what is that, 60,000? I think it's a $60,000 car. And he's talking about the car he's talking about is a 90. Actually, it was 80,000. I originally wanted that car, and we both actually sat in that car and thought it was cool. Oh, this is cool. And the guy, he was doing the, running the background, the credit and all that stuff. And I would have had that if I would have approved for that car, I would have gotten that car at that time. I would have gotten it. And I actually had money that I was going to put down on it, But he told me that he said at this time, you not going to be able to get that car. You can get something like this 2019, the one I got. So it wasn't that Mark told me no. This is another lie. Okay, this is another lie. He didn't tell me no, don't get that car. Okay, that's something else that he's lying about.
Ass fucking place. It was like 6,000, something like that a month. I said no. Because one thing about me is I know how stuff work. And
now, here, this place he's talking about, I don't think it was like that much, 6,000. I think this place was like maybe 4,000 or something like that. When we were looking for places, we were at this place called Valley King. They look for places for you. And she was giving us options and saying, oh, and I saw a house that, it was bad. It was really, it looked really good. Yeah. I don't think it was 6,000. I think it was about 4,500, maybe, about 4,500. And Mark did say, he said, yeah, probably. He was looking at me. He was like, like he didn't say no. He didn't say like, no, don't do that. But he was like that, So he didn't come out and tell me no, but he did feel a certain way when I said that, oh, that's that house, that's a nice house with that price. So, but the car situation, that was a lie.
No, I know certain shit because I'm experienced, not because I think I know everything, because I'm experienced. I've had a house bigger than this house. My last house I owned was 2 of these put together. Yes. So, I've drove the big cars, the Escalade, the Chrysler 300s. I've owned at a very young age. So I'm experienced. I was damn near rich at 21. You see what I mean? So
I don't really understand this. I really didn't get his point of saying all this stuff. I didn't really get it. I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of stuff he was saying. I was just like, well, okay, keep going. What's your point? Like, I don't even think that was necessary to bring up, to be honest.
I know about how all this stuff works, and so me coming to him telling him shit is protecting him. It's protecting him against the things that I can see that he can't. It's not me trying to control or trying to boss around. Because this whole fight was about nothing but his liberty. These people wanted.
Okay, so he says it's not about me bossing around, but in the video or in the audio, which I think we're going to be playing. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to do it today, but this audio, he was saying, I'm the boss around here. This is my house. That's my money, saying stuff like that in the audio. So I'm confused. I'm not sure what he means and what he doesn't mean.
To just destroy this man. And I sacrificed a lot, and he sacrificed a lot. And that's what the facts are. I'ma always make sure that Moses is okay because he is my only brother. I got 2 sisters and 1 mother and 1 brother. So for that reason, I will always have the utmost respect for my mom, even though we've been through our share of difficulties. It would be nothing that nobody can come to me and say bad about her regardless of nothing she do. She can't do no bad in my eyes. And the same thing for him. There will be nothing that nobody can come to me and tell me about him that's going to make me be like, because that's my blood. That's my only one. And all we have each other. We have enough brokenness in our family. We have enough. We have enough of that. He done already been through enough with this divorce shit. He feel happy and comfortable right now. I know it feel good because he's coming out of it. You know, he's coming out of it. And that's just like when he said, I want to go to South Carolina. Go. That's me. I could have been like, oh, what is? Did I think that? Did I think like, well, did I worry? Hell yeah. But like that goes back to that selfishness and unselfishness. And I had to be selfless. And I had to say, Mark, this man been up under you. Y'all been up under each other for all this time. Let him spread his wings. Let him go over there. It was fucking me up. But guess what allowed me to handle it? Because I can go off and do things. I can go off and play Keno. I can go off and do stuff, but with everything shut down, it just maximizes everything. Because I go to the mailbox in the grocery store, and I'm pretty sure y'all know this. I get up, and I come down here, and I say I'm going to Shell, because I'm trying to get a little air and a little sun. You see what I mean? With nothing open that I like to do, me and him, we like to go to the casino. I would have been playing Keno or whatever. I would have been gone a lot more. But stuff is closed. But I think that helped this situation because an executive decision would have had to be made regardless. So if it wasn't going to be this, it was going to be that. And if it wasn't going to be that, it was going to be this. However you cut it up, there was no way around it. So at the end of the day, it's not about me being mad at him being mad at me, or anybody thinking anything of you. Because like I told him, and I'll say it again, you have done nothing but been respectful. You have done nothing but been respectful since you've been here. To me. And that's why every time I see you, I make it a duty to speak. Because guess what that is? That's respect.
So how do you go from respecting someone to calling them ugly bitches and snakes, an ugly snake, and then that they're instigating stuff? Like, I don't understand. Like,
within 12 hours.
Yeah, within 12 hours. This is
and I didn't speak to him.
Yeah.
The end of this conversation and him yelling. So
after this conversation that we had, she didn't say anything to him. You know, I'm not sure it's coming up or if it's later. He apologizes to both of us. I apologize to you. I apologize to you. And she said that she didn't accept it. She said, I understand. She said, I hear you, but I can't accept the apology. Because he said some things that were, he said some stuff that he shouldn't have really said, that especially is disrespectful. You know, and see, she's more outspoken than I am. She can see more fluff than I can. So she's able to see the stuff. This is 3 hours, mind you. 3 hours. He's saying all this stuff. And mind you, I told her stuff that we talked about when we went on these rides, okay, and shit's not adding up. Shit's not making sense because you putting on this persona now, but it's not matching what you were saying over here. It's just, it's 51 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
58%.
Yeah, when I get to,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna
Okay.
restart again. So he's mad that, cause Mark, I mean, he's smart. He can fast talk somebody. He's good at talking. He's a good speaker. But he was trying to do it on her, and she's taking notes, writing stuff down what he's saying, and it's not adding up. You saying this over here, and now you over here saying this. You saying that you respect her, and you have nothing against her. You making an obligation to speak to her, but then 12 hours later, you're calling her ugly bitches and stuff. Like, how do you? I don't see how somebody can go from that to that. Like,
Right.
maybe it's a mental issue. Maybe it's bipolar, or I don't know. But that's amazing to be able to sit down and say that about someone, and but then the next hours later, you totally changed and saying this about her. Like, that's just mind-boggling to me.
I feel like I would have respected him more if he would have said, yeah, when I was in the car, I said A, B, and C. I said it out of anger, or I said it out of jealousy. I apologize. It wasn't my place. And I hope you can forgive me. But no. Instead, when he was asked, he said he didn't say those things. He doesn't have anything against me. And he would never say anything like that. It's been nothing but love and respect and everything like that. And then all of a sudden turns around and does this stuff the next morning when I haven't even spoken to him. So my thing is, why do you claim to be so real, and you're here lying in my face as if you were not there, as if he didn't talk to you when he was talking about me, saying I should leave. Why should she leave if the problem is not with her? It just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So I can never accept the apology.
If you can see that, now maybe if you can't see it, you're not understanding. You're manipulated. You're easily manipulated and fast talked. Then it's easy to accept an apology. But if you're looking closely, paying attention closely to what he's saying, and then other stuff that was said in other events at other times, it's like, wait a minute, I can't accept your. It sounds fake.
Exactly.
Your apology doesn't even sound genuine. It sounds fake. So it's like,
plus you've been lying the whole conversation.
So how it's hard to accept an apology for someone who isn't genuine, and that's the issue. That's why she said what she said. She said in that audio, you said when he said, I think he said, accept that apology, because he was he was referring back to this audio. I don't know if we're gonna get to it tonight. I mean, we got plenty of time. We still got almost
another hour.
You think we're gonna get to it?
We'll get to it.
Yeah. That's what he was referring to. He was referring to that time when she told him she doesn't accept this apology because it's not genuine. So let's continue.
That's respect. That's respect. So if I see you and I go, that's disrespectful, because I'm showing you that I have a problem, which is going to make you feel uncomfortable, which is going to make him feel uncomfortable, and which is when you go to him and say, well, I feel uncomfortable because he ain't saying anything, it's going to make him feel uncomfortable, and then he's going to have to address me on that. You see what I mean? And then I'm going to feel uncomfortable. So I know about how all that stuff works. I know that. I'm experienced. So, that pretty much is, that's just the gist of what I wanted to say. And I told him that I felt like it was important that us three need to sit down, because I don't need to leave here and you be up under a perception like I have a problem with you, because I don't. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm so outspoken. I'm so not fake. I ain't a fake bone in my body. I will tell a person, Clive, listen to me. I will tell a person how I feel in a split second and wouldn't give a damn. Wouldn't give a damn. Cussing and everything.
So you say that, but that should have allowed you, being that outspoken, that should have allowed you to come out and tell us, me or Language Babe, we all at the table, how you really feel, instead of just not saying anything and just
letting it build up.
Yeah, you're letting it build up, because that's what happened. And you can tell from the audio how he was enraged like that.
Angry.
You can tell. The next morning, you saying all this stuff. You ain't got a problem with her, but you saying all this stuff about her. Like.
But that's not what this is. That's not what this situation is. And see, I think it was necessary for all of the pieces to be put on the table so that way, that's why it was important that you don't be upstairs in the room and me and him talking, because you guys, y'all have to talk. Y'all have to talk about certain things, you know? And you have to know the fullness.
Yeah, and that's true. She has to know the fullness. That's why I mentioned earlier, the last video, that when we went on talks, I share with her, because she stays there and she has the right to know. If he's saying things like, I'm not gonna, you saying things that's offensive to her, I can't allow her, us being together, going out to eat, doing certain things, and you sitting there in front of this man who has certain ideas and animosity towards you. It's not real. That's fake, you know. So naturally, I tell her everything that we talked about, and he just said it. You deserve to know everything. You know, you deserve it, and that's only fair. You have to know. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Of everything, to say, well, okay, well, why Mark react like that? Well, wait, why did he say that? Well, why did he feel like that? We have had nobody around us. When you go from two people being together for that long and nobody being around, nobody, not even the kids. We haven't even spent the night with the kids together. Not even one time. We haven't done overnight with the kids, have we? Not once yet. Me and him, we haven't gotten that far. We haven't done overnight. We haven't had the kids and all go to sleep and all wake up. Those elements is important. And those dynamics, they do have effects. Because in life, you can't just be doing shit. And my brother he knows how I talk about that all the time, about that just doing shit. I have a pet peeve for people just doing shit. If you cannot give a reason to support why you're doing what you're doing, that makes me angry. If it doesn't connect to a make sense fashion, or it doesn't connect to something else that makes sense, it infuriates me, because all it looks like to me is a crash dummy mission.
So you believe that if it's not making sense and matching up, it infuriates you. This is what infuriates me, because I don't know what's the truth.
Right.
It's not matching up. This looks
like a dummy mission.
Yeah, this looks like a crash dummy mission here. Like, you saying all this, you over here saying that. I don't understand what it is. You just said it. You just said it for yourself. You don't, people just doing shit, and if it's not making sense, it infuriates you. This whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, because when I go back. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna stop it now. 30 seconds. Okay. It doesn't make sense to me, because when I go back, and as I mentioned in the video, the 2-hour-long video, I sat down to talk with him. Now, I'm gonna stop it now. I'm gonna stop. All right, here we go. So, all right. This doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, because when I go back, apparently she's the problem.
Right.
Apparently she's the problem.
In this moment,
yeah. Apparently she's the problem after this conversation. Okay. I told you. You know, I asked you if you were comfortable if she came. I asked you if you would be comfortable, okay, if she came, out of respect. All right? You sat up there and told me I have the right. I deserve it. After coming out such toxic relationship, I deserve it. This is what you said, man. You don't wait 2 months later and just act wild and say security has been breached. Security has been breached, making stuff up, creating an environment of fear for some kind of I don't know what you had planned or I don't know what it was you were trying to do, but you don't do that after 2 months.
Right.
That's just
suddenly become uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird, man. How am I supposed to feel if you feel uncomfortable about someone who you told me that you didn't mind? You met her already.
Right.
You just said in the video or in the audio, you just said that you respect her. She hasn't done anything to you. How do you do that? I don't understand. How? And see, this audio is after the fact. When he told me security has been breached, right. and
talking trash about me
and saying that she better be on birth control and all that. That was before this audio. So how do you sit up here and say, and that's why she was looking like taking notes, and she was like, that's one of the reasons why she said, I can't accept your apology, because it's fake. Yeah. You sitting up here saying all this stuff that you don't have a problem with her. You don't have a problem with her, but you were just the other day saying all this stuff. What happened? Like, what is that?
Where did that energy go?
Where did the energy go? Yeah, where did the energy go? It doesn't make sense, dude. Now, y'all, am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm just calling the facts. If you're gonna make a video publicly, make sure you bring facts and no speculation. Make sure you know what you're talking about, okay? Because, I mean, you're acting as an attorney. You ought to know. Yeah. We coming with you got to come with some facts. Mm-hmm. Like, if you want to be credible, you got to come with some facts, some evidence, no speculation. Mm. That's how it works, and I'm pretty sure you know that.
Right.
Being in this, doing this legal stuff, you know. So let me continue with the audio.
When things connect to something else that makes sense, when there is a continuity and there is an end goal, that's more comfortable for me because that's what makes sense. But things, when people just do things and they don't know why they're doing it, those things tend to fall apart very easily. Very, very easily. Those things tend to fall all the way apart. Yeah. So that's me, again, going back to that experience of knowing how that worked. You see? It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. And that is why I told my brother that when we first started this battle, and as we was going through it, things start becoming disruptive with certain members of our family because, you know, certain things was happening. And so me and him had to sit down and make an executive decision to decide not to be speaking to them for a certain minute. Not because we hated them, or not because necessarily we was mad at them, or not because we didn't love them, or not because they did this. No, because it was healthy for what we needed to maintain and get through. And that's where we are again at this point. This is the decisions that need to be made for the healthiness of the continuity of what y'all about to have popping up. You might be my sister one day. That's important. So I'm not going to make you feel like, oh, well, you know, because I wouldn't want him doing my girl like that. You see what I mean? Especially if I had intentions of we going to be rocking. No. So this thing got to be done good so that mom won't be thinking that, oh, you know, this is happening because of her and then my mom acting funny towards you. We don't need that. Especially if you're going to be Miss McCormick one day. That's important. So when I call my mom and I be like, okay, yeah, I moved in my place. And me and Moses, we doing this today. That's going to make her feel good. And that's going to make her know, okay. But anything else other than that, it's going to create bad vibes, bad vibrations, and it's going to keep bringing us back to these discussions, and it's going to be worse and worse and worse every time. It's not real.
Right. So he just said it, and I said it before. we discuss, give hugs, sweep it on the rug for a little bit, then something else happens. We talk again, give hugs, sweep it on the rug. This is what been happening a lot. This happened on several different occasions.
And it's always the problems on his side. It's not us acting strangely. It's
Yeah,
his side that he's acting odd.
Yeah, so the bad vibe, like he said, bad vibes. That's what we've been getting. You know, bad vibes and just, you know, when you hold stuff in and you're not talking about it, and having a build up, you're gonna just release it one day. You're gonna snap. You're gonna snap. If you're not touching on what the real issue is, you're gonna snap.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's why we keep having these talks, and it keeps getting to that point. So it's like I've gotten to the point now to where I'm done talking. I'm done listening. This session, that was a 3-hour session.
Not to mention the other times that we're in the car.
Yeah.
So everyone's saying that we should keep this private. We've tried our best.
Right.
He made it public.
Yeah, we try to keep this, and you guys know, if you've been following me for a long time, you know I don't post. I don't use Facebook as an emotional outlet. I don't use that for that. I don't got time for that. I don't got time for that. You guys see how busy I am with languages and stuff. I don't have time for that stuff. This stuff right here, this is an inconvenience.
Right.
But I have to do it because he posting public videos about me without hearing my side of the story, so it looks bad. It looks real bad. It looks like she came out of nowhere and she's breaking us up. That's how it look. If you don't know the full story, that's how it looked. It looked like she came out of nowhere and she got in between our relationship and bam.
Right.
Now we're fighting. Your brother did all this for you and you let some woman come. That's not how it happened. He just told you.
Yeah.
He just told you. Yeah.
Based on what you've heard so far, what do you think the truth is?
What I think the truth is? I think it's jealousy. And you know, I don't expect anybody to come directly to me and say, Moses, I'm jealous of you, man. That's not real. It's just not real. Some people can't. Some people, it's got exceptions though. Some people can be real and tell you.
Yeah.
That I'm jealous of you, man. I think it's jealousy. And the reason why I think it's jealousy is because I go back to the Indiana situation when he said, niggas over here got real talents.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just saying stuff like that. There's got to be a reason why you're saying that.
A little bit of salt.
So, I think it's jealousy. He's jealous. And it could be some influence from comments, people saying stuff, egging this thing on, instigating, making him feel, I don't know what they're saying to him. I mean, he did share some stuff with me, some stuff that people were saying about him being the third wheel, you know, but other than that, I don't know what else they're saying to him to influence him to act the way he's been acting, you know. So I don't know, and I hope that with time this thing will blow over, things will get better. But I pretty much, I made a video earlier, and I said that, you know, we can never, I told him in the car, it can never go back the way it used to be. I told him that to his face. And when I said in the video earlier, like, our relationship is pretty much severed, because I can't have someone in my life who's going to sit there and lie comfortably. Lie comfortably. That's dangerous. Like, how would I know that you're telling the truth if you're able to look at me, if you're able to look me in the eye and lie about something that I supposedly said?
Right.
How can I trust someone like that? I got kids, for crying out loud. Yes, that's my brother. I still love him. That's my brother. I don't hate him, but I'm disappointed. And hell, maybe after years or whatever, maybe we can talk again or whatever. But right now, after going through this and knowing that I just came out of a stressful situation and you did that, I had a stroke and all that stuff. You know that I came out of a difficult situation in the middle of a case that's not even wrapped up yet. And you're trying to sabotage my relationship. Like, do these things to me, playing with me. You know, this is, I can't just say, okay, bro, and give you a hug and say, let bygones be bygones, because we've already done the hugs. and we keep coming to the same thing. If we met tonight and we talked and I gave you a hug, and you don't tell me how you really feel, then it's gonna be another down the line. It's another issue gonna happen, and it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep happening, and I don't got time for that, man.
Right.
I don't got time for that. I don't got time to be sitting up arguing with people. You know, I got goals, you know, that I'm trying to meet. I don't got time for that. But let's move on with this audio.
Just like my mom said, somebody gotta move their ass. And I'm willing for it to be me, because this is a beautiful home.
Okay, so you hear what he just said? As my mom said, somebody gotta move their ass. Now, I did not tell you.
In the beginning.
I told you in that first video when we talked to our mom. Okay, he said that when my mom asked me, Mark, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. Which was a lie. She said, you gotta go. Can you go live with Eddie? Can you know, his friend? You gotta go. And he just told you right here, somebody gotta move their ass. Mm-hmm. She ain't said it like that the way he said it, but she said, you gotta go. That's how she said it. Mm-hmm. You gotta go. So
y'all see.
I hate to have to, I'm not trying to, you know.
I mean, it's his own words.
It's you see where I'm coming from? Like you, how can you sit up in 3 hours? You know this person is lying about everything he's saying, and then you apologizing and expecting us to say, okay, we'll accept your apology. We know that you're lying, that you're not genuine about what you're saying. Everything you saying sounds good. Right. It sounds really good, like a preacher.
It does.
Like how a preacher would talk. It sounds very good, and it's like, oh, this guy is so
genuine.
Yeah. So this is how it sounds, and like I said, somebody that can see through that shit, like you can't play with them. Yeah. You can't play with them. You know. But yeah, he just said that my mom said you gotta move your ass. Mm-hmm. So what is it? Did she ask you, Mark, what do you want to do, or what is it? And again, this all audio. Mm-hmm. This is Mark talking. Y'all know Mark's voice. This is him talking, and he's saying this stuff. Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful. This is a beautiful place, and it don't make no sense for it to be done the other way, because the kids are court ordered to be here doing their summer vacation. This is their address that those people have, and their mother is going to be watching and making sure that they are here, not somewhere else, not somewhere and somewhere else, but here. And so that's another reason why I said that the executive decision has to be made, and the decision that has to be made is I have to step aside.
So this is what I was kind of confused when he was bringing this up. I already know that the girls are going to be, they're court ordered to be at that place. I know these things already, so why are you bringing it up? What do you have planned? That's the question. What do you have planned? Mm-hmm. Because we both already talked about this. Mm-hmm. The Skype sessions with the mom daily, them being court ordered to be at that location. We already talked about that. Why are you saying emphatically, the way you're saying it, and you saying it emphatically that not somewhere else. Right. So where else? What? I don't understand. It sounds like you have a plan. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad the girls aren't here yet, because if they were here and had this happen, oh my God, I'll be really enraged. Really enraged to have my kids in such environment. Not over there. Like, what does that mean? Why are you so emphatic on that?
I have to release my stronghold, and I have to step aside, because them people is going to be watching, and that's why they want him Skype every day for 20 minutes. So and all of that is considered, and I'm gonna continue to do everything I've been doing. We still gonna fight. And no, when I get my money to this, that was not me saying, oh, only I'm getting money. You know that. But it could have been easily perceived as that, because that goes back to that energy. It could have been easily perceived. Anything I do could have been easily perceived that it was an attack, because there's an uneasiness in the atmosphere. But that's not, I don't speak indirect. Anybody will tell you Mark is not an indirect person. He's going to come at you. He's not going to be indirect. He's not going to do it. So, and mom knows that too. She knows that very well. Very, very well. So, you know, I feel like that this is good. This is going to be really, really good. And it's in.
Yeah, it's good to talk. When you have issues, it's good. You have to talk. Mm-hmm. If I have issues with her, if we have issues, we got to talk about it. Right. You see, it's good. It's healthy. Mm-hmm. But what's not healthy is what's not healthy when you talk, you're not genuine. You're not genuine. You're not talking about what the real problem is, because you can't move forward peacefully, because it's still bothering you. You're not talking about the real issue. Mm-hmm. That's what's not healthy. But it's always healthy to talk. Right. And as I said before, me and Mark talked plenty of times. We talked a lot. Went on car rides for like an hour, talked mm-hmm. privately. Mm-hmm. And now look where we at. We've gotten to the point to where it's publicly now. He even said it. He said, and it's in this audio, or it was the other one, he said, and you know, it's going to get worse. Yeah, he said something. Audio. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's going to it's going to get worse, and it's gotten worse. Mm-hmm. It's gotten to the point to where we're making videos on YouTube, which you started doing first.
Which is embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing, because I'm a public figure. Okay, that's almost like defaming somebody, actually, mm-hmm. and that's what part of this.
That is what it is.
That's what the case is. Part of this case is from defamation. So that's another thing that's ironic. You make a video trying to defame me when we in court dealing with that same issue. Mm-hmm. You trying to defame me. And see, I got too many people watching me for me to be sitting back saying, oh, they're not going to listen to Mark. It looks bad because, like I said, she's my fiance now. It looks bad because it looks like she came in and tore us apart.
Yeah. That's why I was so mad that day. I told you, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It looks like she came into the picture and tore us apart, and that's not what happened. And I'm so, oh my God, I thank God we recorded. That's my, yeah. Oh. Thank God we recorded.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a he said, she said, he said, she said, and it
can't be.
It's just, it would have been messy. Mm-hmm. It would have been real freaking messy, man. Mm-hmm. Real messy. I am so glad.
We have more recordings.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we recorded this so you guys can hear and match up. You let me know. Let us know if something is not matching up, because I'm not getting it.
If we're wrong, please let us know.
Is it wrong? It should have been done privately. Yeah, we talked. We tried. This was private. This wasn't going to get. We had to use this.
Because we knew he's been lying.
Because he's lying, and yeah. So, yes, it's better to do things privately, but when you start posting videos, trying to defame me and make me look bad, I'm coming back swinging. And when I come back swinging, I'm coming with something tangible. I'm not coming with no speculation.
Mm-mm. We have receipts.
I got receipts, everything. Mm-hmm. And the video's going to be long as hell. Mm-hmm. But hell, you gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to watch the video so you can get a good understanding of what happened. Right. Okay? Because what I'm not gonna do is get on the phone, people calling me saying, bro, what's going on? You and your brother falling out over just you let this woman come into your life. That's not totally, that's just all fluff.
As he said.
It's all fluff. That's far from what happened. Mm-hmm. But it's understandable if you don't know the story. Right. If you don't know the story, you watch his video, you don't watch mine. Mm-hmm. That's how it looks. But hey, I'm pretty sure a lot of people gonna sit down and watch the whole video because I've been on YouTube for a long time. People know me and they know that me and Mark been rolling together. It doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. If he makes a video talking about me, it doesn't make sense because we've been rolling with each other. It doesn't make sense. I'm trying to hear both sides. I want to see what happened, so I can have a clear understanding of the particulars. Let's continue.
Important that my brother know that I don't have an attitude about it. I'm not salty. Nobody's going to be gossiping. Nobody's going to be doing any of that because I wouldn't give the motherfuckers in our family that ain't no good the satisfaction. Because everybody admire our relationship. And it will make our mom be embarrassed and look bad if we was fighting. Because we got too many young ones that's looking at us and looking up to us. His kids, my cousins, our cousins, his friends. You know what I mean? All those people that matter. They can't see us fighting. They can't do that. Because they know what we just got done doing. They know what we do. They know.
So that's the irony of it. You know that these kids are watching. Right. You know, nieces and nephews are watching. They look up to us. You know this stuff. You know this firsthand. You saying this stuff in this video or in this audio. You know about that, but then you turn around and you make a video publicly. You make a video.
You're saying you won't.
Yeah, you make a video publicly, but you right here in this audio, you saying that you're not going to do stuff like that. So it's the continuation of contradictions. You're not. It's bad. It's real bad. You know, it's real bad. And I'm not about to sit back and let him post a video saying stuff about me and saying stuff about her without hearing our side. Like, that's not even real. Yeah. You can't go to no court in a plaintiff is talking and blah blah blah. That's it. That's how it is. We don't want to hear your side. That's it. That's not real. It's not real.
Right. They all know what we did. And so anything he was doing this and then music and then they would be like, come on, no, that's not what it is. So, you know, everybody needs to know that this situation is still kosher, bro. They need to know that. People don't need to be seeing you distant from me like they don't need to be seeing us like totally, you know, because like I told you, people can see. Words don't gotta be spoken. Because motherfuckers is nosy. Remember I told you about neighbors and all that and how nosy people is? People is fucking nosy. And they pick shit apart. And when they see any change in that dynamic, they gonna say, so what's that? So who is that? So, what's that? Oh. You know, they're gonna know. Because those are the people. Some of those people, yeah, they nosy. But some of those people, they know how shit works. They know what's real and what's not real. And what's not real is being in a house with your girl, with another man. That's not real. It's not real. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's only going to last for so long. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do it. You can't do stuff like that. So, you know, so, you know, that's pretty much all what I got to say. I mean, I think we talked about most of what we needed to talk about in the car that day. You know, you yelled, I yelled, and that was that. But right now, we need to protect what we built. Okay?
I'm just gonna I understand.
Okay.
Awesome. So thank you for sharing that. I'm actually gonna go and use the rest.
Okay, so that was the end of that audio clip. Actually, how much with these other audio? How long are the other audio clips?
So we have 2 more that took place that day. It's about 2 hours actually.
Oh, that
in
was
total. 2 hours in total of what went on that same day. Yeah, we've only played 1 hour of the 3-hour audio. So, do you want to get into that? I went to the restroom at the end, so that's why.
It's a total of 2 hours left of audio. Okay, so we got.
If you want, we can let it play, or what? Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, we still got it's 25.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
play?
We can continue. We can continue. Dang, was I about to say something before that?
No, the audio had just cut off just now.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm getting ready to start speaking, but I went to use the bathroom. So
Okay.
In the audio.
Okay.
So that's why I cut it off.
All right. So we still got plenty of time. Actually, you know what? My battery is low. I think I need to change the battery.
Okay.
So 26 minutes. Okay, let me change the battery.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So,
Did you want to say anything before I go into it?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
In the environment, you know, with another man around, it's going to be that uneasy. That's going to be that uncomfortableness. And that's why he came to you and he said, you know, don't talk to him. And he told me, don't talk to her, let her do her thing. You see what I mean? And that was the beginning of the kind of the uneasiness. And even though he came back to me, he said, you know what? Because on the first drive, we talked about that again.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him what that was. I said, bro, when you bring a woman into the environment around another man, the energy becomes territorial. I know that you wasn't saying that because you think I'm trying to do something, or you know what I mean? I know that you saying that because you feel uncomfortable. But you feel uncomfortable, and I understand that, and that's normal for you to feel uncomfortable because you don't know about these dynamics. You've never been in this situation before. This is all new for you. I've been in a situation where I had my best male friend living in my house and my girlfriend, and we all just living together, and you know, I've been there. So I know how it is. So I was able to not take it personal, but did it still make me feel uncomfortable? Yes. Words can say, oh, I don't feel uncomfortable, or that's good. Or he could have came to me and say, you could talk to her, it's no thing. But that's just words. Those elements of that energy still gonna be here. It's still gonna be uncomfortable if you still come down and still say something.
So, to make sure I understand, you both mentioned there was some yelling in the car. So you were yelling about the food habits?
This was, we didn't yell last time, but the other day we yelled.
What was the yelling about?
We needed to yell because it was so much that was built up. It was so much that was built up. Like he was yelling, I was yelling.
You said it was all BS though. It was all fluff.
It was the fluff because we was.
So the yelling part he's talking about, that's the one when I was talking about in the first video, where he was saying when I first got in the car. He was saying stuff like, he was fake crying. He was like, bro, you can't shut me out, bro. Yo, I did so much for you, bro. Ah. Like, he was fake crying. And then he stopped when he saw that I wasn't falling for it. Like, I was a straight face just driving. Like, it wasn't even, because I knew what he was doing. Mm-hmm. Playing with my emotions again. You know, I let him talk for 30 minutes. I said, I'm going to let you talk for 30 minutes. Go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you. You just keep talking. He talked for 30 minutes, and you know, it was a lot of yelling going on. I mean, it was so bad. I told him that he needed to calm down because it was making me feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, man, no, fuck that. I got to say what I got to say. And, you know, I let him talk for 30 minutes. So this is the yelling that he's talking about, because when he got done, and it was my turn, I was yelling too because I was mad at what he was saying, because it wasn't making any sense. Okay, it wasn't making no sense. But let me go ahead and continue this.
And getting down to the matter, but by the time we made it back to this house, we got down to what the real issue was.
So I understand that there was something that took place when you both went on a trip together to Indiana. Is that correct? There was some kind of disconnect.
Yeah, there was. He felt a level of uncomfortableness, and I know I can break all that down.
This was before I came.
Yeah. So it didn't necessarily have nothing to do with you, and I'm going to speak about that because we didn't really touch on that too much. So we're going to touch on that right now too. This is what I understand. Like I told him, when these people on this internet make comments, okay, it has its effects. Whether words could say it don't or not, but that's not real. When you see some people saying some certain stuff over and over and over and over and over again, you'd be like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing that. It has its effects. Right. And then if he's feeling like he needed, because see, I felt like that happened because of a combination of several different things of what these people been saying online. Number
I'm
two,
sorry.
no,
I'm confused. So you mentioned before you go forward.
Okay, so he says now we're talking about the Indiana. She just asked him about this Indiana thing, and that's the one that was the time when he said niggas got real talents over here. So he said certain comments when people are saying things over and over and over and over online.
On
So
YouTube.
maybe he got tired of people saying stuff like Laos you, oh you're so good and you know you're a genius and you know he's seeing that and seeing that over and over because if it's not, it's got to be that. It's got to be that. It for you to say niggas got real talent like that. So
Yeah. And then to say it's because of the comments. So we have to look and see what are the comments that are being made. A lot of people are praising you, and then a lot of people are asking, well, when's Mark gonna do this, or what's Mark doing, or is he learning Chinese? When is he? We understand that it's frustrating. We do, but come and talk to us about it.
right.
Don't come and act funny like we did something to you. That's the problem.
Right. So they're probably saying all this stuff. Mark, how's your Chinese? And you know you should be speaking fluent. Like that stuff probably built up with him. I mean, like I said, we've been together for about 3.5 years. Before I got in this relationship, we've been together for a long time. So these YouTube comments, you guys know I'm constantly making videos.
Right.
So these comments, people are saying they're starting to get to him.
Yeah.
And he let it build up, and he snaps. He was going on a mad tangent when we were taking the rental car back in Indiana. He was going like boosting himself up. I can do this. I can do that. I can read into this, and you know this
My
and that. My clairvoyance and all that. And then he said real niggas over here got talents and stuff like that. Like, and I felt like he was speaking indirectly. You know, I felt it. And then he was just acting. We got home, he blasted music like he was in a certain mode, and I was uncomfortable. And that was the first time that was the very first time we had an issue, and we went for a ride and talked about it and gave each other a hug. We talked about it. You know, he told me that, you know, I got a lot going on with this legal stuff, but this is the first time that he said something about YouTube comments. Okay, this is the first time he mentioned something about YouTube comments, and that's still not enough. That's still not enough because obviously it's not enough. It's more. Tell me more. Okay, YouTube comments and what? How are the YouTube comments making you feel?
Right.
They're making you feel jealous. I mean, it's all right. Let's continue.
I don't want to get too lost. So you mentioned comments that were being made online.
Yeah.
What comments? What
like
type of comments?
YouTube comments. You know what I'm talking about? When people leaving these certain comments in YouTube.
So who was feeling
and saying,
some kind of way?
Like people saying stuff and like, you know, just certain.
But who was feeling some kind of way because of the comments when you were in Indiana?
He obviously, my brother was feeling a certain type of way.
Nothing to do with it. I wasn't feeling. I've been on YouTube for 10 years.
Well,
it's that YouTube comments ain't had nothing to do with that at that time.
And this is the reason why I say that. Not just YouTube comments, but like this whole internet shit. And I say that because I feel like that was a part of the dynamic, but the bigger part of that dynamic was the fact that we needed a break from each other.
Change the subject.
That's.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, so you guys know I've been on YouTube for more than 10 years. I don't care about no comments. I don't really care. The comments don't bother me. Now, you guys notice that I'm disabling comments. Okay, I'll make that clear. I'm disabling at this time. I'm disabling comments and ratings, considering the circumstances, because this is a serious situation.
Yeah. Because people aren't watching the video, they're voting and commenting.
They're not.
And their feelings.
Yeah, people are voting, and they're commenting, and they're trolling, because even without this happening, I got a lot of people that don't like me already. They don't like this.
Yeah.
People jealous of that, so they loving, they eating this up. I'm gonna disable the comments. I haven't even looked at any of the comments on the last 2 videos I made because I know it's gonna be a cesspool. So I just leave it alone. And I told her not to look at them either because, you know, she hasn't been on YouTube as long as I have.
Right.
And I told her that just don't do it because it's going to make you feel a certain way. So I said, you know what? The best thing is to just disable everything. Disable it.
Right.
And this video that we're making right now, the YouTube comments going to be disabled. So, yeah. So you guys, oh, you just said that you don't comments. Comments don't bother me, but this situation is very sensitive. It's very, very sensitive. You know. All right, let's continue.
What that dynamic was, we needed a break. We needed a break because at that time, we had still never been away from each other.
So I know you mentioned earlier that you have said things to the judges before. You're very outspoken, things of that nature. So I want to ask at this time the reason as to, and you also mentioned that you are a real one, that you don't have a fake bone in your body. So I want to make sure I understand the reason as to why, I believe Moses said you waited about 11 days. You had something going on that you were feeling animosity.
The cause.
But you.
The cause. Let me tell you.
What made you wait that period? And then also,
can I?
No. So if there was also an issue in Indiana and this has been going on and you've been feeling.
And see, he was trying to cut her off. So you guys sat up here and watched. You guys sat up here and listened to this audio. We didn't say anything. I think there was one time
about the lease.
About the lease, because it was like, what does that have to do anything? Why are you bringing it up? Because it's like I sat down with you, and they didn't come up.
Right.
That wasn't an issue. You could have said at the time that, oh, it's not a good idea, bro. Well, if she does come, she has to be added onto the lease,
right, or
something like that. That was the only time that there was an interruption. But you're gonna hear on multiple occasions that he's trying to interrupt because, you know, he's got to let us talk and rebuttal to what he was saying, and he's feeling that, and that's why he was saying in that video initially, bitch, in here talking to me, and he kind of, because this is what he's talking about. This is what he's talking about. This is right here. This is what he's talking about.
We just want answers. We're not talking to him any kind of way. I'm asking questions, valid questions.
So he feels put on the spot, and he feels embarrassed because he knows that he's full of shit. He's lying. He's not being genuine with what he's saying.
In this kind of whatever.
No, that's two different situations. No, wait, hold on. Let me stop you. That's two different situations. The second situation about the 11 days, correct. It was 11 days that I didn't say nothing to him about those phone calls that Queen was receiving, and people saying that y'all gonna be split apart, and then these emails that's coming through about, these Instagrams that's coming in talking about you a third wheel and all that. I showed him that. But the reason why I did not come to him right away about the calls to Queen, because I said, Queen, should I tell him? She was like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Because that can be like, I'm trying to disrupt. You see what I mean?
How?
Hey, that's just something that me and her agree, and I can get her on the phone and she'll tell you.
No, I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I'm trying to ask how.
Yeah,
how could that disrupt by you telling him?
Drama. I didn't want to.
How's that drama though?
I didn't want to keep bringing that to him because he know what these people been doing, and I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm overly like a conspiracy theorist overly. You see what I mean?
I think if somebody's calling you, a complete stranger, because I believe the other day when we were walking out, you also mentioned that somebody else was calling you. I didn't stay inside, but you mentioned somebody else had been calling your phone. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
It was maybe 2-3 days ago. So if you were worried about disrupting, why did you mention that again 2-3 days ago?
I was worried about disrupting that by bringing that to him. They're saying somebody is calling my cousin's phone and saying this specifically. That's different than receiving just phone calls. That's different when somebody's on the phone saying shit to her. That's how? Like, it's different. Well, in my eyes, it is.
So how?
It's different because you can't, if somebody is calling my phone, if I'm getting phone calls from them playing on my phone, you probably heard them this morning. They always playing on my phone. I'm sure he heard it this morning going on. But, I got the call history. You can look at it. But that's just what I'm not gonna come.
No,
to.
so how is it different? I don't think I'm not understanding the answer.
Let me get done. Those people blow up my phone every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. I got the call histories to matter. So
Ours too.
So I'm not gonna go to him and say, oh, they blowing it up today again, they blowing it up today again, they blowing it up today again. It's a broken record. But when they start calling my cousin Queen and saying shit and telling her shit, and she coming back to me saying, Marky, I just got a phone call. So I'm gonna tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, they was fucking with her again.
Is them fucking with her not more of a reason of concern than for them always calling you? It seems like every time they're calling you, you're like, hey bro, they're calling me. But it should be more of a reason.
That's what I haven't been doing. When they called me this morning. I haven't been going to him, telling him every time those people ring.
I'm not saying every time, but the thing is it would be more of a reason of concern to mention Queen's situation, because that's a little bit more unusual.
Yes.
So what made you come to the conclusion that it's better not to tell her?
Because me and my cousin, we agreed, don't do that. Don't.
Okay, so why though?
Just leave him alone. That's what it was. There's no reason why. We just made an executive decision to leave him alone. You see what I mean? So that's what it was. To put that in clear context, that was us leaving him alone.
And see, okay, I want to talk a bit about that. Him saying that he wanted to leave me alone. We've spoken about this. I mean, we got a lot of going on. We have big cases going on, okay? And me and Mark, we spoke. We always talk about this. If anything big or serious, we have to, we have to keep each other up to speed on that. Even if it's a phone call or somebody approach you, we have to know, because then off of that we can know how we can move forward. Okay, we don't hold anything back. He told me, you got to tell me everything. For example, me in Language Bay, we were at the park. Okay,
it's gonna come up too.
We were at the park. And we were just there eating our food, sitting down like a picnic. And the city car came, the guy he had pulled up, it was weird. He pulled up and stopped and sat there and was playing music.
Behind us.
And
we're watching him watching us.
He's watching us, we watching him, and I looked at her and I'm like, and we gets up, about to put our food in the trash can. He waves at us and then drives off. Like, yeah, to some people say, well, maybe the guy was on break. He was being friendly.
Maybe.
It doesn't, yeah, maybe he was. But even that situation, it was so weird that when I got back home, I told Mark about that. Even Language Base, she said, should we tell Mark about that? Because Mark said that when there are weird things like that happening, we know people following us and stuff, we need to bring it up and not hold it. So,
and of course, maybe somebody might say, well, why are they following you? He's a public figure. A lot of people, I get people walking up. Yeah. I get people walking up to me. And it's So that's what it is. And he's explaining that he didn't want to bother me, but it's another contradiction. Because it's like you told me before that if it's something, like you saying people calling your phone, Queen's phone, I need to know. If I don't know and I'm going out, I need to know certain information. So you can be alert.
Yeah. So that's what we agreed to before. We agreed to let each other know when stuff like that's happening. So
it was us just leave. Don't do that. Don't tell him that. He don't need to hear that.
Okay, so for example, had they called and said, we're gonna kill Moses, or whatever the case
now that's a different dynamic.
They're gonna be separated, or whatever it was that was said.
Yeah.
They actually, what I just remembered in the car, that first incident, that first time when he was like, "Oh, bro, come and look at the house. There's marks on the house." He did tell me. Didn't I tell you, Queen? He told me at that time that they were calling his phone saying, "Oh, Moses and Mark gonna be apart." He told me that in the car.
Yeah. What does that mean? Be apart.
Yeah. He said Moses and Mark, it's not gonna be good. Moses and Mark gonna be apart. I'm like, we're gonna be apart. But he did share that with me, so I'm not sure if he's saying in this video, in this audio.
He didn't share it soon enough. Why wait till y'all go on to talk rather than just when he got the call and Queen told him?
Oh, that was 11 days? That's what he's talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no clear reason as to why they're saying this.
They need to be separated.
Okay, so if they need to be separated,
and he's seen the thing where
okay, you literally just maybe 2-3 weeks ago were talking to Moses, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was down here cooking, and you mentioned something about some girl or some guy, somebody pretending to be someone else, texting you back and forth. So if you can I'm not saying that's not true, but if you can come and bring that kind of conversation to him, which is almost meaningless, like talking about sex pictures or whatever the case is, I think that
sex pictures.
You asked the person to send pictures or whatever it was.
No.
I don't know whatever it was.
I don't know what you're talking about, but let me clear it up. I'm
sorry. I'm going to go ahead and finish. So if you can bring that point to him, which was minor, it doesn't matter whether it was sex pictures or whatever it was. Let her talk, man. You asked for the picture of the. You spoke for an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and finish with what I have to say. So when you asked she asked you for pictures, or you asked to show her pinky standing up or whatever the case was. Do you not remember?
I remember that.
Okay.
That's the catfish stuff.
So if you can bring that kind of a conversation that was meaningless, somebody was catfishing you. And
somebody was catfishing me.
It's okay if you don't remember, but somebody was apparently catfishing you on Facebook or Instagram, whatever the case is, and you said, okay, well, send me a picture, and they sent you one, and you were like, oh, that's basic. Send me a picture doing such and such, and then I guess they couldn't send it, and you blocked them or whatever the case was. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago when I was here cooking. So if you can bring that situation to him, and you feel like that's something worth mentioning, I feel like what happened with Queen is actually a bit more alarming than a catfish. Is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he's been going through this level of stress, whatever the stress has been throughout this whole period of time, and whenever something of alarm comes up, y'all normally tell each other. For example, the other day, we had somebody who pulled up behind us at the park. You said you told him, right?
I told him.
Okay, that's some reason for concern. Somebody sitting here watching you, whatever the case may be. It seems like y'all have that open flow of communication to where you should be able to tell him whatever it is that's wrong. So if you have a problem, I believe you asked that I should leave. Is that correct?
No.
You never asked that I should leave. Is this correct?
I never asked for you to leave. No.
Is this correct? What he's saying? I need you to be honest with me.
It wasn't like really. He didn't directly say that you had to leave, but but the way he.
Did it sound like I shouldn't stay?
I mean, yeah. The way he, yeah.
Did it?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't, because if I did, I would have just said she gotta leave. I would have just said it.
Yeah. So he didn't say that she gotta go. He didn't say it directly, but in
so many words.
In so many ways, he was saying that basically, when you saying that it's a breach of security, I should have came. I fucked up. We fucked up. I should have went to South Carolina with you. When you saying stuff like that, you're trying to make me feel a certain way to get her to leave. Like you feel uncomfortable with her. You even told me, you said, I'm uncomfortable. Like, this is what you were saying in the car. So you're uncomfortable with her being here for whatever reason. I don't know where it came from, but you were saying you were uncomfortable after like 2 months later.
Right.
2 months later, after I sat down with you and asked you if you would feel comfortable of her coming. So I don't know what I'm confused. We both confused. I don't know what happened like between that 2 month period. I don't know I want to know what happened. Nothing maybe YouTube comments or, it may be like he said, maybe the YouTube comments because he wasn't.
Then deactivate the YouTube. Put it on pause. If you can't handle the comments, you need to stop them. No? He should have.
Yeah, he should have done that. Yeah. But, what's going on?
What's that?
It's like, it was just like in the way it was said though, it was almost like when you said that it's security has been breached.
Yeah, and that was like, and that goes back to that alarm.
And then we
talked about that.
Yeah, and I think you said we don't know her. I don't know her. Yeah.
That's just, I mean, you don't, this is
after 2 months of me being here.
Yeah, it's like indirectly, you're not really directly saying it, but when the way you say it,
basically, well, you know, she can't be here.
Yeah,
But you're not going to come out directly and tell me that, because it's like you said before, it's
selfish.
It's selfish, and it's a certain level of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
So if I believe he told you that I was going to come before I came, right? So knowing that I was coming prior to,
mm-hmm.
how did this all of a sudden become a breach of security? Because this situation didn't happen just, you know, in the beginning when I first came. How did it all of a sudden recently become a breach of security?
Okay. It all of a sudden, well, it didn't all of a sudden become that way, because like
mm-hmm.
we all know, things was fine when you first got here.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing. I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. You didn't make me feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Things was flowing.
Okay.
But it's when those little things started, like don't speak, don't say nothing to her, and all that. Like when that started happening, it started making everything weird. You see what I mean?
Okay.
And then it was, you know, he stopped eating at home, and then he expressed his
still eating.
Right.
No, I'm
still eating.
Not at that time, but I'm saying a little bit after that. But so we was able to, you know, talk about that too, and he told me why, you know, why it was uncomfortable with eating and stuff like that. And
wait, I'm sorry. He told you why it was uncomfortable that
he told me why it was uncomfortable for him to, like, why he pretty much stopped eating
mm-hmm.
here. He expressed that. So me and him, we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think where everything went to the left was when after that situation, it just was.
Yeah, I think he making that up right there.
He tangled. That's why I did this. He's tangled.
I don't think I told him the reason why, the eating decreased. Mm-hmm. I don't think I told him that. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't remember telling him that. We never even talked about the eating situation.
Right.
Okay. That so he
has to create something that sounds good.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. That's okay. That's what I want to say. So he mentioned something about me telling him not to talk to Language Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's true. We had I never been in a situation like that before. He said that you never been in a situation like this. Was new. This relationship with her that I have is different. It's different than what I had before. You know, I'm real close to her. You know, I'm real close to her, and very protective. So I start feeling territorial. You know, and this is what Mark was talking about, the territorial. I started feeling territorial. So I had told Mark, just let her do her thing. You know, don't talk to her much. Just let her do her thing. And, you know, that's it. You do your thing. And I realized all I had to do was talk about it. I talked more with Mark about that. Mm-hmm. We went on a ride. And he told me, he said, bro, that's just territory. He said, that's a territorial thing. And, you know, I have experience with this and blah, blah, blah. So we talked about that for like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it was wrapped up. And I told him, I said, okay, cool. I feel better about this conversation. I said, so you guys can just continue to talk. It's okay. It's okay. You know, so we cleared that up.
The same day.
Mm-hmm. I told him. And I even told, she was actually surprised. She was like, that's your brother.
Yeah.
You know, but he's a man still. Mm-hmm. You know, he's my brother, but he's still a man. And I was feeling a certain way. I was feeling territorial, you know. And, you know, after we talked about it, I told her, I said, it's okay, you know, just, you know, you can talk to him or whatever. It's okay. I feel more comfortable now than I did before because I talked about it with someone who had more experience. So this is what he's talking about with the not talking.
An indication that, you know, it's probably that time.
Why was it uncomfortable?
It was uncomfortable.
For the eating. Mm-hmm.
It was uncomfortable because I felt like it was not fair to me, as this being my home and his home.
Right.
That it's not fair to me to have to tiptoe and be quiet to somebody that's in my home. You see what I mean? So because this is
maybe I missed something. Be tiptoe and be quiet about what? Did he?
I guess because you said not to speak to me, so he felt like he has to tiptoe and be quiet.
But okay, I see. Okay, I mean that's interesting though. I mean I understand why he said that, but the same day
it was squashed.
It was squashed the same day.
I mean he was uncomfortable that evening, which I told you about, right? And I think I even said that in here. I don't remember, but yeah, no, he made it seem like it was something ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. After that day. Maybe the next day things were a little bit awkward. I feel like he saw me and it was kind of like he couldn't really look at me. He was a little nervous. But besides that, after the next day, everything was back to normal.
Everything was back to normal. Okay.
Because we started this and we are contractually obligated, I have an obligation to be able to feel comfortable in my home. So for whatever reason it could have been, is really, it's really important for it to be addressed. And when you ask somebody not to talk to somebody, that changes the dynamic, and then there's a tiptoeing and a walking on of eggshells. You see what I mean? Regardless of what words go back and forth, because words can only do so much. You know how a person feels. When you go to a person with something, you're allowing them to know how you feel. So he allowed me to know that made him feel uncomfortable, which was big, because anybody else would have just not said nothing and just acted out. So he brought it to me like a man.
I'll be clear.
Yeah, he said it was big. I don't know if he meant that because it's not my personality. Because, see, I'm non-confrontational, okay? And I will hold stuff in. But I had a feeling that I never felt before. Like I said, I'm real close to her. So I had certain feelings. I was like, man, why I feel like this? Like, I'm not even insecure. I don't even care. If we had a store, and a man talked to her, or, I mean, I even caught guys looking at her ass. I don't even care about that stuff, but like in my home, I was feeling something and I felt uncomfortable, and I was like, man, why I feel like this? And then that's why me and Mark had to talk, because I told him, I said, I don't feel comfortable about this and blah, blah, blah.
Just so y'all know though, I'm sorry to interrupt. Mark wasn't looking at my ass or doing anything, because it might be inferred that way. Like, there was nothing, no kind of flirting or anything like that. It's just that we were speaking, and then,
Yeah, it was just like casual, like they just talking and stuff, and it was just
in passing. It's not like we sat down and like we're chatting and hee hee ha ha. No, I was in the kitchen cooking, and then he came in and was showing me this book on his phone. That was it.
Yeah, so that's that. So yeah, I talked to him about that, and we squashed it before we got back. I told him that he did feel uncomfortable, like she said. The first couple days, you could tell it was different, and he looked like he was walking on eggshells. Yeah. But after everything went back to normal.
That was 2 months ago. That whole discussion, it was 2 months ago. So he's making it sound like it was recent, and it was not. He has no reason to feel uncomfortable.
The same day too when we talked.
He just said it.
The same day.
He just said it, and this is recent.
Yeah. This was 4 days ago.
Yeah. So
audio.
That incident about that what we just talked about that was
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
First got here.
And so now look, he said it in the video. 2 months later, he doesn't have a problem with her, and he's saying all this stuff. You see.
Because I realized that, because I never was in a situation where I had someone live with me, talking with my girl, my wife, whatever. So I basically just needed that talk to understand.
So it was cleared up the same day.
Yeah, because I told him that it's okay, he can talk to you. So it wasn't like I don't want you to talk to her at all. Like that was just before we talked, but that was only because we didn't really talk. But after we talked, I said it's okay. You can. I even told her. I said because she was bugged out about it. She was like, that's your brother. She's like, but I told her, I said, he's my brother, but he's a man.
Like a man.
And there's certain things.
It's just like mom told. It's like mom.
So
it's.
I understand.
So when we talked, I felt more comfortable.
Right.
I said, okay, well, shit. you said it was a territorial thing. I didn't know what that. I was never in that situation before, so I didn't understand it.
So you stated clearing the air. Both of y'all just stated that you cleared the air. So if the air was cleared, why did you feel like you were still walking on eggshells or tiptoeing?
Because the way that y'all would stay in the room, and I expressed this on the last ride, the way that y'all would stay in the room, and then we agreed, because I told him when we first had the meeting down here, bro, you know her, but I don't know her. So how can we fix that? And then we agreed that, okay, in order to fix that, we have to do more together.
That was actually, at that time, we didn't really talk about that. But you're right, I did say that, but that was later on. But I want to touch on what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I know how you are, and you know how I am. I know that you like to be isolated. Even when we stayed with Mom, I never went downstairs. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be downstairs. I stayed up in the room all day doing my classes. And even when we were here before she came, I was always up in my room working, like studying. I always been like that. So you can't really say that bothers you, that we were locked up in a room, because that's something that and it wasn't when we were in that room. It's not like we up here fucking all the time.
No.
We're up here. No, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but I'm saying like when we in that room, I'm pretty much doing what I was always doing, working, and you can see that. I know you see everything.
We're in the room, but we're not even together. I'm in the bathroom on the computer taking classes.
She be in the bathroom sometimes. I'll be in there playing the game. So it's not.
And I guess it was hard to just say I miss him. you know,
You laughed.
Fuck it. that because we don't do nothing. Like I told him, we don't do nothing. And I was sad last night. I was sad last night because y'all was gone.
Yeah, and like it's like to touch on that.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
What?
I'm trying to figure out. Last night was the night he claimed we were supposed to go to Papa Do's, wasn't it? Because that was Saturday, this conversation.
Yeah.
So it would have been Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure why he was sad for us being gone.
I understand what you're saying, but like, you know that I'm in the room all the time, and then we in this quarantine, and I brought it up all the time. I said, man, the mall, I said, this mall opening, like, you know, it's not like I'm trying to, just because I got a girlfriend, I'm distancing myself from you. We can't do shit. We in a quarantine period.
I mean, I think you also said it.
Yeah,
too.
we in a quarantine period, and I understand we got gym stuff down there like that, but I even, I think it was when, damn, I can't remember. What was that? Because I sent you a message about, it was a long message about something. I can't remember exactly what it was, and we
that
talked.
night when you couldn't sleep.
Yeah, and I couldn't sleep, and she didn't know what was wrong with me, and I couldn't sleep, and so we talked, and then like I was thinking to myself like, damn, maybe we should do more stuff. Like maybe I should do workouts, like Sunday through Wednesday thing, you know, and play some games. And I brought that up to you, but you didn't really seem interested about it. And so I'm like, okay, he doesn't really seem too enthusiastic.
But y'all did make an agreement to do those things?
We didn't, I wouldn't say an agreement, because we were out there and I brought it up. I told him, I said, yeah, I'm thinking maybe of doing Sunday through Wednesday, and we can perhaps play some games together. But he didn't really seem interested about it.
That's perception.
So, okay, even though he didn't seem interested, when Sunday or whatever the scheduled days were.
So yeah, to talk more about that, I can't remember what that was at that time when I sent him that message. It was something long I felt uncomfortable about.
He was acting funny.
He was acting funny.
Again,
yeah. So I sent him a message, and did we go talk again?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and I mentioned, and I told
you and I sat in the bathroom and talked for a long time before you left. Yeah, y'all went for a car ride.
So I was thinking like, man, maybe we in quarantine and we not going to the gym like we used to, can't go to the mall, so maybe we can do more things together, such as, you know, use some workout equipment downstairs and play some video games. And I brought that up to him, and he didn't really respond in a way that he was like, oh, okay, okay, cool, bro. He didn't really say anything. And I know Mark, that's my brother. Okay, I know him. And I know if I bring up an idea, I know when he's feeling it and wants to do it, and he feels it and wants to do it, or doesn't want to do it.
Right.
I know him.
Right.
Okay, we been together for so long.
Mm-hmm.
This particular idea, he wasn't interested. But this is what I did do. On a Sunday, I started on Sunday. I went out there, worked out. He didn't work out with me, but he came out there and we were just talking. And he was showing me certain exercise. He said, okay, do this, do that. And then after that, we played like this new game that I think it was Streets of Rage, a new one that they had just released. We played that, and it was fun, and we played that, and
bonding.
Yeah, we were bonding, and he died. He didn't have any he didn't have any lives left, and I was still in. And then I thought we were gonna play again, because there was still more time, and he was like, "Oh, I'm about to go to bed." Like it was like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said, "I'm going to bed." He said, I'm about to go. I'm tired.
That sounds funny.
Yeah, he said, "I'm about to go to bed."
You know why that sounds funny to me?
Why?
He doesn't really sleep.
Yeah, true. Maybe he was tired. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe, but
maybe he was tired. But I remember, I thought we were gonna play again. He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Bro."
Anyway, y'all just finished working out, so.
No, he didn't work out with me.
Oh.
He was just showing me certain things, but he didn't work out with me. Because I remember when I was going out there, I said, "Yeah, I'm about to go get this workout in," and he was like,
Mark doesn't sleep.
And he's like, "I'm gonna come out there with you," and he came out there with me, and he was showing me different workouts. But when he said he was going to bed, I felt like, I was like, "Damn, he ain't feeling this."
Off.
It felt off to me, So that's what I mean. That, and he's saying it's perception, but you're telling me it's perception. But I mean, that's the vibe I got, and then as a result, I didn't even work out again. I did it on that Sunday, and I felt, I was like, you know what? I don't want to like make it feel forced or something like that.
True.
So I didn't feel comfortable. So I didn't do it that Sunday to Wednesday. So.
Around, did you send him a message asking to get up together?
No, I told him because he normally does his workouts in the morning, and
right.
So I told him early evening is when I would do it, and I did it on Sunday, the early evening.
And
he was there. He didn't work out.
Since the schedule was set, did you send him a message when the Sunday came around?
It wasn't really a setting of a schedule. It was more like this. He sent me a message, and he said, I know we haven't been doing much together, and I know that you be doing the workout thing down there, and I'm going to join you sometimes. And I think that I want to do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And so, I was like, all right. I just was like, all right. And so, I kept doing it because he did it one time. And actually that one time that you did it was before you told me about committing to it, because you came down and I had finished mine, and then you had did it and moved.
False.
No.
Flag on the play.
No. Yeah, that I told before I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He probably
the other time with Mustafa.
Yeah. I know what he's talking about. Now. There was a time when I was in the garage.
The point is, this is all nitpicking.
Yeah.
This is all nitpicking. This is not relevant to what's really wrong. So we just gonna play through, unless you think it's really necessary. This right here.
Yeah.
The workouts change. Then this. Then that. This is nitpicking.
Yeah.
I let y'all talk because I didn't know all the details, but in the background, I'm thinking, you see, I stopped writing. I didn't write anything during this time. Yeah. Because I'm like, he's just trying to change the subject.
Yeah, I'm just going to mention that. So since I was about to start talking about it, but we had this thing in the garage. Mustafa is his friend. He have a buddy named Mustafa. He stays in Arizona as well, and he comes over sometimes. They work out. But I was in there when I went out there. Mustafa was out there. He was doing that thing. And I said, oh, let me try it. And then that's, you
tried.
This is before I.
Right.
Yeah. This so that I think that's what he's
referring
talking about.
Sure.
This I didn't had an idea of forming no
schedule at
that time.
Right,
But that's probably what he's talking about.
Okay, so then he's being honest, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's being honest right there. Yeah, he's being honest. Yeah.
Dafa.
Oh, you talking about that? Yeah, that was way before that.
That was before that.
Yeah, no, that was
before.
I was in there with Mustafa, and then you joined us, and I showed you the routine, and then after that, you said that you would come for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, and you never did. And like you said I may have seemed uninterested.
He said you never did. So Sunday, when I entertained that Sunday, that Sunday, because there were 2 instances when Mustafa came over. That Sunday, that Sunday when I started doing that,
right.
Mustafa was there and he was doing the routines. We were doing the whole routines. But there was another instant when Mustafa was there, and I was doing that. That thing, I wasn't even doing all the exercise. But anyway.
And that goes back to what I said. That's those false perceptions. Because that game that you bought, that Streets of Rage, I beat that. Streets of Rage. We could have been playing that.
Yeah, but
we could have been playing that. But he could have asked me, bro, do you want to play the Streets of Rage? I didn't even know he beat it. He never told me. Do you want to play the Streets of Rage again, bro? Like, I mean, I didn't think he was interested. Period. I didn't think he was interested.
Right.
So now it's 45. So if I combine all the clips that we have thus far, that's about 2 hours.
Okay.
So the audio is at 21:32.
Yeah.
So we'll make a note that we stop there.
Okay.
So I don't want to make this video too long.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that's about 2 hours there. It might be a little over 2 hours. So
that's smart.
It looks like we're going to have one more part. We're going to have a total of 3 parts, I think. You think we'll have 3 parts?
It might be 4 because if we're, okay, I just screenshot that. We got 1 more hour behind this of Mark talking and answering my questions because I need to get down to the bottom of them. What's going on? So I was asking more questions to try and understand. And we end up talking for like 1 more hour before the mayhem of the yelling and the screaming and the insults from downstairs started happening the next morning. Okay,
yeah. So we got a lot of stuff here, and they're long videos, but like I said before,
we don't want to leave anything out.
We don't want to leave anything out. Well, you did this. No, you watch Mark's video, you come over here and watch my video, then it will make sense to see who's playing and who's not playing. Right. You know, because you guys know I ain't got time for to be playing on games like this. Is painful. It's 2:30 in the morning. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we got stuff to do.
Right.
You know, my daughter's about to be here. It's just ain't nobody got time for this. I'm not doing this for views. Oh, he's doing it for views. I'm not doing this for views. I'm already getting views for level up videos and other stuff I'm doing. I don't need to do this. This is painful.
Yeah.
But I gotta defend myself. He's acting as a plaintiff. Yeah.
He forced us into this position.
I gotta defend myself because he made a public video. I'm a public figure. You can't make a public video about me and say certain things and I can't defend myself. I gotta do it. It's not real for me to, hey bro, we gotta do this privately. I'm tired of doing it privately. We've done this so many times on different occasions and they keep coming to the same point. So I'm only making a public video because he made a public video. I'm not making a video to bash him and destroy him publicly.
Right.
You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm defending myself and I'm bringing facts. Yeah, I get a little emotional. I say some things, but it's you know, this
is painful.
It's real painful.
It is.
It's real painful. So look, I'm gonna leave it there, and we're gonna upload this video. This video will be available tomorrow, later on. We're gonna try our best to get as much of this up because my daughter's gonna be here, and you know,
yeah.
So it's a lot of stuff. We're gonna try to get as much of this done as possible, but yeah, thanks for viewing. And again, there will be no comments, and you won't be able to see. The comments will be turned off, and the ratings will be invisible. I'm letting you know that right now because this is very sensitive, and people aren't watching the videos.
Yeah.
They're commenting
on feelings.
on feelings, emotions,
Yeah.
and already got people that don't like what I'm doing.
And we already know the comments are even affecting Mark as well.
Yes.
And sometimes the comments affect me as well. So
Yeah. So
we don't want that. We're not trying to spread the hate. We just want
Right.
to get out the truth.
Right, and yeah, that's why you guys want to. Why are you coming off? That's why we're doing it. So anything related to this issue, there will be no comments. You won't be see ratings or anything because it's too sensitive. Now, however, I'm gonna mention this now before this time comes. This disclaimer here. When we get back, because we're gonna take a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna step away from this. You know, spend time with the girls. And with business stuff, we're gonna step away from this because this is a lot. You know, this is a lot. You know, when we get back to our regular routine, just making a disclaimer right now. We're not going to disable comments and ratings. However, if you are making comments that's not related, if you're making any comments that related to this situation in those videos, your comment will be removed.
Yeah.
Either it will be removed or we may put like approved comments or whatever.
Right.
We may do something
have to
like
review them.
because we don't want to mix
We're
this.
not trying to keep talking about this.
Right, and that's the point. That's the reason why we going on this hiatus. That's why we not going to be making videos for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing is sensitive and it needs time to blow over.
Yeah.
You know, it needs time to blow over.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're gonna do. So look, thanks for viewing. Hope everything is going well with you guys. We're good.
Yeah.
You know,
We're good.
we'll be all right. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.